Hey everybody, it's Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser, where I go on a weekend cruise just about every weekend. And this weekend I am trying something new, a few things new that I haven't either done or done in a while. Number one, I'm on MSC's Divina. So that's the Mediterranean shipping company. They had a weekend cruise going out this weekend, and I decided, hey, let's give it a try. The second thing that I'm doing is I am staying in an interior cabin. So I wanted to do this cruise more on a budget-friendly dollar. And so I booked an interior cabin, which I haven't done in ages. You all know I love a junior suite, but honestly, this hasn't been bad, and I'm really not in the room that terribly often. But I wanted to give you all a tour of what the MSC Divina's interior cabins look like. I am staying in stateroom 11200. You know that I also book my rooms based on how easy they are to remember. But this is MSC's Divina stateroom tour of 11200. All right, so I am now outside of stateroom 11200. You'll see that it is in the aft section of the ship. It's close in between multiple elevators. But here on the MSC Divina, you will find elevators spread throughout the ship in all sorts of various locations. But let me walk in and give you a tour of what this stateroom looks like. Now this tour is probably going to be a little bit quick compared to my normal ones because it is an interior room. But as you see, there is a good sized mirror right on the end of the bed, which is actually a really nice feature. It makes it feel bigger in this room than it probably truly is. If I pan over here to the left, you're going to see your entertainment station. So you've got some wine that was sent to me, or some Prosecco, I guess that is, as well as some macarons that you can see in there. So I am able to status match here on MSC, and I'm a black card member, a diamond card member. It's a black card, diamond member is their highest level, and they sent me the Prosecco and the macarons in the room to say thank you and welcome back. So this is my first sailing with MSC. The macaroons are fantastic, by the way. You've got a little fridge down below as well. I don't know, again, if that is a fridge or if it's a chiller. I felt no cold air when I opened that up, but it is there for you. You'll see that this is a weekend cruise, so I have not unpacked. Storage in this room is honestly a little limited. It is an interior room, so I've left a lot of stuff in the suitcase. You're gonna have two end tables here, or nightstands, I should say, that are going to have a little bit of storage in them, but again, it is quite small and limited. You're going to have lights that you can turn on, and I've left these off for the room tour, and you've got your phone to the bed directly beside of that. The one thing I will call out that Royal Caribbean folks may be used to is the phone normally has a USB-A plug in it. In this room, it does not. So your only outlets are going to be over here on the side underneath another mirror. So this room is full of mirrors. You got another one over here too, so you can see the pointing fingers in multiple directions, but you're going to see you've got power for your light here. This of course does not work. That would be an Ethernet jack. And then you're going to have your 220 volt as well as your 110 volt that you can use to charge things. So if you are coming over from Europe, it is the Mediterranean shipping company, so you may be traveling overseas for this cruise. The good thing with cruise ships, they always are going to have 220 volt and 110 volt. Your hair dryer is going to be in the drawer here. Now you notice it stays attached, so it actually works. It's got electricity from here. I think the Royal Caribbean ships are set up to do that, but in this case, this is actually one that is plugged up into the actual drawer and you can't pull it out. I do recommend sitting down on your little bench down here when you're blow drying your hair, because that cord does not reach very far. That is your office chair right there. So if you're like me and you do work on the computer a lot, making YouTube videos and content for you all, this is your only seating option here, unless I'm gonna sit and hang out on the bed. Panning back over, you'll see you have your closet. So the closet here is, okay, for an interior room, it's not the worst, but you've got shelving up above. This is where I put my ice bucket and some glasses that they had, a little bit of shelving there at the top, and you're gonna have some drawers here. Again, these are not the deepest, they don't go back very far, but it does store a little bit of items and goes all the way down to the bottom. If I open up the hanging section here, get some light in there, you'll see that there is good hanging. So, I mean, for a weekend cruise, you don't need to really put much up. But if you're coming on a 7-night cruise and staying in an interior, you might just want to be cautious of how many items you're actually bringing on the cruise. Thermostat, this room has actually stayed fairly cool, so I've turned it up a little bit since I came back from breakfast this morning, but it is slept at a very good temperature. The bathroom here is got some interesting features to it. So I actually do like the cabinet space or the countertop space. You know, I love having countertop space. You're gonna have some sections for storage down below. The drawers here look a wee little bit dated, but they're not horrible. I do kind of like that it's closed off. The glass shelving looks very nice, a little bit of an elegant touch up there. And then your shower here, I'll go into a little bit more detail on, is an interesting mix. So these two doors move. So they have magnets at the top that are going to connect to the various points. So when you're in there, it's going to snap into place. Now, if you come into the shower is not very hot. I had to let it run probably a solid 5 minutes before the water actually got hot. So it will stay lukewarm, which is normally, I'm impatient. So I normally jump in, and I've been doing that. You're gonna have a shower faucet that looks very similar to Royal Caribbean. It is the same exact model, just turned on its side, and you will have body wash and shampoo. For the commode, one good thing about this door and the way that it moves is that if you sit down and you need a little bit of extra space, you can just take your door here, pop it out, and boom, you've got some extra space to enjoy your time sitting on the toilet. So it'll give you a lot of extra space there. Gonna pan over here just to show you kind of where we are on the ship. So this is what the MSC Divina looks like. You'll see we are in the aft section of the ship. I think that is pretty centrally located. So if I hit either of these elevator banks, I can get, or the staircase I should say, I can get back to my room fairly easy. One other thing that I'll point out that, you know, if you are like me, you like sleeping in the dark, there is a bit of a gap under the door here. So in the night, you can actually see the light coming through. And this door is also not very soundproof. So something that MSC does differently is there is music playing out in the hallway. So you can actually hear that coming into your cabin ever so faintly, but I hear it in the cabin. And if somebody walks by and they are talking in the hallway, you will hear every single word that they are saying in the hallway. So I think room selection on the MSC Divina is really, really crucial because you're gonna hear everything. So that is the MSC Divina's interior stateroom 11200 here on the 11th floor. All right, everybody, this is Brandon the Weekend Cruiser, hoping to see you on a weekend cruise soon.